Hey guys, it's Charlie. It's October 28th, Wednesday. And, sitting down to put together some info for this video, it really dawned on me that it's a losing battle. That's what we have right here. It doesn't matter how many Peter Schiffs are out there. It's not enough. It doesn't matter how many Brad Shermans are challenging the Federal Reserve and challenging the government's role in private industry. It's not enough. I mean, what is going to happen to wake up the general population is an outright, total, and utter collapse of this country. Because nobody, it seems like, gets it. Okay? I mean, if our founding fathers took a look at our country right now, they would flee this country and they would go to someplace else so they could establish a republic, because that's not what we have anymore. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of all of it. The news coming out tomorrow is going to be a 3% growth in GDP. And there is a lot of people who are going to believe it. Far fewer than I would have believed even a week ago, because the economic news just keeps coming out worse and worse every day. Capmark going under. That's the largest commercial property company in the nation. The GMAC is needing yet another round of bailouts. And when these too big to fail institutions lose the ability next year to mark their assets to model rather than to market, guess what? There's going to be yet another round of bailouts. However, this time, with this engineered collapse, it's going to be a all-out 100% government power grab on private industry in this country. Between our elected government and our non-elected shadow black government in the Federal Reserve, they are going to be able to step in and completely take over the financial industry, along with the insurance industry, or anything else that Barney Frank deems as systemic to this nation. Now, I don't know what has to happen. Like I said, I don't know where we got to go, to what depths do we have to sink before people are willing to stand up and say, look, enough is enough. The answers are simple. It's in a very simple document called the Constitution that started this country, that made this the beacon of freedom around the world. We have to get back to that piece of paper. Anything else is unacceptable. The Federal Reserve, the privately held, privately owned Federal Reserve, must be abolished. We must go back to a currency and a money that is controlled by Congress, like our forefathers fought and died to establish. Nothing else will do. Nothing else is acceptable. We don't want another program. We don't want another Band-Aid or another fix or another handout or another cash for clunkers or another interest rate reduction or another loan program that the guy making $13 an hour can buy a $500,000 house on so he can be a debt slave for the rest of his natural life. We don't want it anymore. We want to go back to the founding fathers' principles of this country. A constitution of, by, and for the people, and nothing else will be accepted. You can either do that, federal government, elected officials. You can either go back to school and figure out that this is a democratic republic, okay? And you represent us, and you will serve to the guidelines of the Constitution and not step outside of it 1 inch. Because if you do, if you open that Pandora's box, it takes you 250 years to end up with an oligarchy controlling this nation. It's time to stand up, people. And I don't know, you know what? I don't even know what that means anymore. Because your phone calls, your letters, your emails, they fall on deaf ears. The 3, 5, 10% of the people that are standing up and waking up, it's not enough. Phone calls are not enough. I sit here now, and I even have doubts that we'll see a normal 2010 election. Everything's in place. I mean, all the president has to do is speak a word, and we're under some kind of Soviet-style martial law where we're going to be confined to zones of travel. This is insanity. This is just, we're living in a time that our fathers and grandfathers could not have even imagined. And it's here. That's all I got.